Today on Gun Talk Nation, it's kind of a hybrid show. KJ, usually the host of Gun Talk Hunt, and myself talk with Ryan Donahue of Stag Arms. We're talking a little bit of Stag, but we're also telling some stories about when we went to Argentina. Stay tuned. I'm Ryan Gresham, and this is Gun Talk Nation. This Gun Talk Nation is brought to you by 4 Patriots, Remington, Range Ready, and Silencer Central. Welcome in to Gun Talk Nation.
This is a hunt.
Nation?
Hunt.
Nation hunt. Hunt Nation.
It's a hunt. This is a hunt. Holding up deer antlers. This is a hunt.
Those look like antlers.
He found those.
No, I carry this
He
around
totally
with me
found
everywhere.
those.
I just carry it around everywhere I go.
Is that a stag?
That is.
That's yeah, right.
It's a whitetail stag.
It's a stag from Wyoming. Welcome in. So if you're listening to this, you're hearing many voices. You've got Ryan, you've got KJ, and you've got Ryan Donahue from Stag Arms.
Ryan Donahue.
Hey guys.
That's
How
what
are
he
ya?
sounds like. If you're watching this, you're going, they're not on their regular set.
Where are we posting this?
We're going to post this in about a month.
No, where? Like, are we going to post it on Gun Talk Nation? Are we going to post it on Gun Talk Hunt?
I feel like it should
Or-
go.
Gun Talk
We're gonna-
Podcast Networks.
Or we're just going to
It's a special.
do it both. Oh, it's a
It's
This
like
is
a Christmas
special.
except it's not Christmas.
It's a May special.
Christmas in July.
Yeah. So we are actually on the set of Guns and Gear. Season 15 we're filming right now.
Yep.
And you guys are in talking about the new rifles from Stag,
Multiple colors.
which I have
all the different colors.
no plans on talking about your company today.
Okay.
We cannot.
Forget it.
This
But-
is our one mention of Stag. Is that what
So,
this is?
so you guys do ARs.
We do.
And some other things. So,
Like a bolt gun.
So let's talk about wing shooting.
Let's do that.
Great transition, Ryan. That was fantastic.
We have ARs. We have bolt guns now.
Which is crazy.
But we're going to talk about going to Argentina with shotguns. It's really
right.
how this.
Wow, we have
People are going to be so confused.
We really confused our listening base.
They're going,
Sorry, guys.
wait, so Stag doing shotguns now?
Nope. That was another. I was with other companies before this company.
Yeah. Okay.
He figured out a way to tie it in. So yeah, it's a work trip.
So you guys are in, we're filming the new season, new episodes coming out on the Outdoor Channel in July.
oh my gosh, that's coming up quick.
Yeah. So I think this will post somewhere in like early June.
And we never got to talk about our amazing Argentina trip.
So a few years back,
Yep.
Ryan been in the gun industry for a while, but was at a different company, and we took a trip to Argentina, which maybe we've talked about at some point.
We have had to. We put out a video. We've talked about it.
Yeah, that's right.
But we really didn't dive into it.
the behind the scenes,
Yeah,
We
oh,
never.
the untold stories.
Yes.
We're gonna dig up the past. See what I did there?
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna.
No
throw that
bodies
in
were
every-
buried in the making of this show.
No
Or-
body.
no body.
Or no body or no body. I don't know what you're saying.
All right. So, Argentina, high volume dove hunt. It's like a dove shoot.
Yes.
How would you describe it, Ryan?
I would say, hopefully my wife is not listening to this, but best trip I've ever been on in my entire life. So honeymoon,
Oh my
Argentina, like right there. Right.
You don't. She's not.
Was
even
it the
watching. You can be
wine?
honest.
She's totally gonna watch.
Was it
I
the-
wish you were there, and then
Honey, I
Yeah.
wish you would come.
Oh.
It would have been so much better if you were there.
Wives
so
trip.
much better.
Go
Wives
ahead.
trip.
So much
We
better.
could do this, guys. We could do this again.
If you ever get the opportunity to go on a dove hunt or get married,
Go on
I'm
the
going to
dove
say
hunt.
go to Argentina.
Oh, you single
Well.
people out there listening to this.
Yes.
So
Stressful.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Better
so,
food.
So what was better, the copious amounts of meat or the wine?
I think both were pretty amazing.
They were ridiculous.
I mean, the middle of the day is the best part of the day, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
So high volume dove shooting, and people who are listening to the Gun Talk Nation Hunt podcast probably are aware that this is a thing. But you go down there, and I will say this: we were KJ and I were really honestly doing a lot of filming. We were trying to create content, and you each are assigned a bird boy.
Yes.
And he gives you cartuchos, más cartuchos, por favor. He counts your birds. He counts your shots.
Okay, did
and he
not
counts
know
your
that.
birds.
This is the
I did not
keeps
know
track.
that.
the best part
And then
about
he gives
it.
you a scorecard at the end of your trip.
So each of the bird boys has a like if when you're a little kid, maybe you went to the grocery store at your parents and you had the little clicker.
Yes.
Right.
So each of the bird boys has this little clicker
Yeah, he's just counting.
that they keep around their neck. But the best part about it, which I thought was hilarious, was if KJ and I are shooting at the same bird.
I know what you're going to say.
If we are shooting at the same bird, because we're all very competitive, and the bird boys are competitive too, right?
They want their guy to be
They want
top.
their guy
They
to
want-
be the top.
they want that
so
bird.
the person who gets to click is the bird boy who yells, "My bird!
My bird.
My bird!" So
I was hearing that in my sleep
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
when I was coming back. My
So
bird.
And then-
we were spending a lot of time filming. I shot 1,100 birds in 3 days.
Yep.
And that's like we were doing it like half the time.
And I was filming, and I think I shot maybe 700, 800, but I was filming the whole like trying to film the whole
Yeah.
time.
I still have my
should've shot
card
more.
You remember what
in
the
my
stats
gun
were?
room. It's 1608.
Wow.
How many?
1,600 birds.
1608 was my number.
And I don't know what yours looked like, and they broke it down by day. Day 1, day
Yep.
2, day
Yeah.
3.
Yep.
Day 1 was atrocious.
Okay.
I mean, we're
Hold
talking
second.
like, I was like embarrassed, like apologizing to my bird boy, like, I don't even know why you brought all these cartridges.
So,
But day 3, you couldn't miss.
dude, the first spot that you got that we went to when we were in the full line, the first
Like
spot.
a cornfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys sitting there going, high volume dove hunt? Where are all the freaking dove? Like, I swear, I was like, I don't even know what a dove looks like. Like, sitting there looking around, and like, no birds were flying. And I'm like, this is kind of jacked up. Like, where are all these dove?
Well,
and I
then-
hear shots in the background, and I'm like, well, they're on dove. Where are my dove?
I think maybe you guys had the bad bird boys, because the way that I would describe it
they
is
were the bad boys.
the bad boys. If you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, when the bad things come as a swarm,
Yes.
like it just was. You could never stop shoot. You could shoot whatever you wanted at any time, anywhere. Anywhere you looked was a target.
There were birds.
Yeah. Well, and you sit there and like you want to get tunnel vision because there's so many. Like there's so many coming in at you every direction.
Yeah.
Over your head, to the left, to the right, and you're trying to call them out, and my bird boy was probably back there going, just shaking his head.
And then we had the competition.
gosh.
Remember the day that you and I were in the blinds?
Yeah.
Because we'd been shooting so much, which we asked the bird boys, we were like, do normal people come and shoot this much? And they were like, no.
Really? No, they get tired.
They get tired and they sit
Oh, that's
down.
right.
And we were
Yeah.
like, yeah, just keep on. How many more cases you got?
Yeah, we
back
just
there?
didn't break.
Yeah, no, we just keep going.
I think they had to go leave the blind and go get more
more ammo.
ammo.
For you guys.
These Americans, what the hell?
All right, I'm going to give I'm going to preface that Ryan is going to do all sorts of accents. I
Really
think-
bad ones.
I think that was attempting
Really
to
bad. It might have been an Italian.
That was like Southern
bad.
Italian.
Okay, that's so bad. Wait, is that an Argentina?
That's
Yeah, that's what
horrible.
it sounded like in my head. So,
All right, wait. Before there's a story we're about to get into here.
yep.
Before we do that, I'm going to make them listen to some commercials. We'll be right back. That's mean, isn't it?
I'm heartbroken.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so
So let's just talk about
let's talk
even
about the
getting
birds.
into the country.
oh yes, traveling with guns to Argentina.
Yeah, because people want to know how that works.
Yeah.
So we all had our shotguns from Weatherby.
Yeah.
They were the new
18-9s.
18-9s before they were even out, which was awesome. So we brought them into the country. And the way that I understand it, I don't know what has changed since we have been there. But if you have never been into the country before, you are allowed to travel into the country with your shotguns for a hunt for the first time.
This is the free sample at Sam's.
Yes.
Type deal. Yeah.
Yep. For the first time.
And this was my second time bringing
So
shotguns.
I took your shotguns, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do travel with friends, they can take your shotgun if they're a first timer,
Yeah.
but not Ryan couldn't go back again by himself without doing all the paperwork.
Lots of paperwork.
This is not legal advice. Please seek advice of a lawyer and a
100%.
travel agent.
100%. So we get there, and you get all your bags and everything, and then they literally have to call whoever's in charge of the entire airport security
Yes.
to come down and check your shotguns.
And the outfit we went with, David Denny's, did a nice job of like, hey, we have guns that you can rent. We were like, well, no, we're doing this thing with these Weatherby shotguns. We want to bring them in. They go, okay.
They're like, okay.
We'll have a handler.
Right.
We'll have a person that will be there on the ground to help you with this.
And
which would made all the difference.
Yes. When we got in, though, we were, going through customs and everything. And I'm like, where do you pick up guns? And we're looking around for signs and everything. And then we come out to claim your luggage late at night.
It was like midnight, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
No one is there. No one is in the airport.
No one. We step off the plane and it's like, we're the only ones.
There was like
arriving.
a tumbleweed in the airport.
Yes.
Yeah, we came in earlier during the day, and there was lots of people in the airport.
Right.
So we walk up to baggage claim.
Where do you pick up the guns? Oh. Right there.
Guns are sitting
In the
next
middle of
to
the
the
airport.
carousel.
Next to the carousel.
like a really bad bait station.
Yes.
We're like, are we allowed to touch these? You're looking around going,
because you hear horror stories of guys
sure.
flying into countries and getting taken out of like third world jails and all that crap. So
we picked up the guns and went to our hotel.
When we
Ryan goes, hey KJ, go pick up the gun case. No, you do it.
You do it.
So we actually had whoever this guy is, who's the security of the airport, come down and open up the cases. And the first thing he said to me was, automatic? And I was like, no. Semi-automatic. Because we had the Weatherby shotguns. And he was like, automatic. And I was like, no.
Finger go bang, bang, bang.
Yes.
So we had to put together the shotgun for him in the airport so that he could understand
how it went.
How this works, because he saw like a charging handle on the side, kind of like something that he was thinking like a military style gun, and he was just thinking charge the handle and hold the trigger.
Right.
So we put it together for him, and
I might have shot better if I had one of those.
A full auto?
A full auto.
John Wick.
In a Duffield.
Helpful.
John Wick on the
Yeah.
Silencer Central makes it easy to buy silencers. Along those lines, they actually have an easy pay plan. Shop now, pay later. Silencer Central's easy pay plan allows you to begin the ATF paperwork immediately while you make 4 interest-free payments. Interest-free? That's pretty sweet. While your NFA items are pending ATF approval, you pay it down. Submitting your down payment of 25% allows them to file your paperwork and get it going, and then you pay off your balance over 3 months. No added fees ever. To learn more, go to silencercentral.com. Armscor has some deals going on right now, and from now through the end of 2023, when you buy any TM22, you'll get a free 25-round magazine, or if you buy the VRP 14, you'll get a free 19-round magazine. Buy a PF14, you get a free 19-round magazine. A VRF 14, get a free magazine. What I'm saying is there are deals to be had. You can learn more over at armscor.com. Ruger has a new gun out. It's the Ruger LC Charger. It's chambered in 5.7, low recoiling cartridge, available for an exciting array of options for target shooting, small game, personal defense. It's a large format pistol, meaning it has a 10-inch barrel, 10.3-inch barrel. It does have a pick rail on the end. And what they're kind of starting to move towards is a single point sling with kind of a bungee effect to shoot this. But very fun gun to shoot, very effective cartridge. You can learn more at Ruger.com.
The other thing, too, that you guys will be astonished about is you don't load your shotgun, ever.
You hand it to the...
Well, unless you start out, because my pride kind of goes, I'm loading my own. I can do this. Well, it's fine.
They get there in the morning and they tape their thumbs. So
that's right.
They tape up their thumbs.
It looks like MMA fighters getting ready.
They all get out their machetes and they make these little blinds every single day, because we go to a different field every day.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think I did the same thing. Like, I'm loading it. He's handing your cartridges. But then after probably a morning, you're going, and what you do is you wouldn't hand him the gun.
Yeah.
I would just push the gun, the open action over to him, and he'd drop one in, hit the button, load 2 more, and you just go back to work.
Yeah, and we're talking, that would be like the difference between me loading a shotgun and a professional like 3-gunner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loading a gun.
Yeah.
Like 4 at a time, like just all in their
Boom,
hands.
boom,
Boom, whap, whap, and then
And then
ready
you're on
to
the
go.
gun again,
Yeah.
shooting.
It's crazy. Now you could rotate. If you brought 2 guns in, you could rotate.
Right,
Yeah, if
and
you're
they
gonna go
load the
pro,
other
and
one,
they
and
load,
they
and-
keep
yeah.
going. I kind of liked doing the shoot, and then you kind of
Swing it.
over to the side, and then it's
Yeah.
loaded again, and then you get back on the gun.
So there's doves.
Yep.
There are Inca doves, which are smaller,
Yeah.
but there are a few other birds that you can also shoot.
Yeah, pigeons,
Pigeons,
parakeets.
parakeets.
Oh, how dare you shoot parakeets?
So let me just preface this.
I got blasted for that.
The parakeets. Well, that was a special day. We said so.
Right.
We're literally going to go shoot Petey from Dumb and Dumber. Like,
Yes.
this is okay. This is an
Now they
okay
did
thing?
say, I mean, and the whole thing is obviously this is all ag fields.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the parakeets were the ones they were actually really mad at.
They were
The farmers were like, please shoot the parakeets.
as many as you can, because
These are not pet store.
So
No.
they told us that, the cornfields and the apple fields, the orchards, what they do is those birds, they go in and instead of eating a whole apple, they'll just take one bite of the apple and then go to the next one,
Next.
go to the next one. Go to
They're
the
never satisfied.
never satisfied.
Jerks.
They keep going. And then
See, I mean-
same thing with the corn. They would
Right.
open up the corn and then take one kernel and then go to the next one, take one kernel. So
Right.
they're just decimating, these
Yeah.
fields that everybody has out there.
And so they really encourage that. And what's funny is you'd hear them coming in. And I mean, every one of us in the blinds like, parakeets, parakeets. And then everybody all of a sudden is on alert.
Yeah.
Well,
And so, because they're getting really excited.
I had asked my bird boy as soon as I got there, we got into the blind. I was like, okay, what are the rules? Right?
What's my outline?
Is
here?
there a certain number that I can shoot? Is there anything that I can't shoot? And my bird boy said, no, shoot the cow.
No, don't
shoot the cow.
No shoot cow.
And I was like,
anything that flies, right?
anything that flies. So I was like, okay, got
Don't
it.
shoot the
Definitely
cows.
no cows. I'm not going to shoot any cows.
But it's tougher because what happens is when gunshots start going off,
seeing
all of a
red.
sudden
Right.
you start seeing red, and there's eagles in the fields.
you don't
there's
wanna shoot
hawks,
any of that stuff.
There's
So then
there's
it quickly
foxes
is like,
running around.
well, don't shoot that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you
But-
said everything.
So I said, can I shoot everything? And no, shoot the cow. Okay. All right. Got it. Understood. How many can I shoot? No limit. Okay.
Go for it.
I'm ready to go. I got all the rules now.
You're sure no cows.
Are you that cow? I don't
He
know.
looks tasty.
The sick cow.
So
No, shoot that cow.
we were out in the field and we were shooting, and I didn't know that there was going to be different types of birds that were going to come out, right?
like the
pigeons
Yeah,
and all
right.
this different stuff. I later learned that the bird boys hate the pigeons.
apparently.
But the first day that I was out there shooting, I shot a couple pigeons and I kind of looked back and they were like, see, okay, all right.
But
So-
you were nervous. Like, did I shoot?
Did I shoot
super
the
nervous.
wrong
Like I'd be
thing?
shooting and then you take your head off the gun and kind of look over at them and they're like, is he clicking?
And there's a
Is he
language
clicking
barrier.
or calling?
Or am I, am I
The
okay?
game warden?
Yeah.
So we would every morning, and I know where you're going with this.
Yep.
Every morning, we would load up in this big bus, and there was like 8 or 9 of
a
us.
really bougie bus. It
Yes.
was like a Mercedes Sprinter.
Yes.
Right, yeah, like kind of a big Sprinter
Yeah.
van type of bus.
What was that, like 40-minute to an hour some places?
Depended. Like some
Yeah.
places were 20-minute drives, some were 45 minutes.
The longer
and
drives we were entertained.
and we would,
with. Would you rather?
we would play Would You Rather.
for an
most
hour.
Inventive adult versions of Would You Rather ever.
They were very good. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Yeah.
But and then we'd take the bus ride back in the afternoon, evening. So Ryan's like he's kind of. I think it was like you would kind of warn us out at lunchtime, like, man, I don't know if I must be shooting this or that.
Well, let's talk about lunch before we get to what happens.
Oh, there's something that happens.
So you shoot in the morning.
Yeah.
And then your bird boy comes out and he's got like I don't even know how to describe it, like this pitchfork thing that goes into the ground that has a cup holder on it.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get there, they're like, do you want cerveza? I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. I'm
water.
gonna take a water.
Yes. Yeah.
So anything, waters, Gatorades, sodas, whatever, they have that packed with them. Then you get to lunchtime and it is the greatest lunch.
It's white linen.
Ever.
white linen, but like
In the middle of the woods, under they find some shade trees.
Yep.
In fact, I think they put up a tent.
They put up a tent.
Like
I have
a big
pictures of it,
Yeah.
which I'll have to send you guys that you could roll in if people are watching. And then a big wood table and
Yes.
chairs.
Yes.
And a white linen.
White
cloth,
linen.
glass.
Yep.
I mean, like legit glass.
Wine
like not
glasses.
like
Wine
solo
glasses,
cups.
all
Like,
kinds of
this
stuff.
isn't solo cup service.
And then they cook, traditional on the grill. There was sausages,
asada.
meats, like
Yeah.
everything. And then empanadas. And I mean, it was ridiculous.
With chimichurri.
Chimichurri.
That
Yep.
has
Fire.
still the best chimichurri
Yes.
that I've ever
And
eaten in
then
my
when
life.
you are done eating,
you have wine.
They have cots.
they have the cot. They say
Yeah.
siesta. And you're like, here? No, the cot. So you're like, you can
okay.
literally go and just take a little nap
Yeah.
for an hour, and then they kind of
horrible.
poke you.
It's horrible. Look, it was
Bad.
work.
Don't do it.
Our wives could be listening. It was work. It was tough.
But what's funny, what I thought was funny, did you guys, I mean, we all kind of picked up on it, but they'd all start, all the bird boys and everybody, they would start by cleaning the guns. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
but they wouldn't clean it with, like, they don't have like the nicest cleaning supplies out
Right.
there. We need to hook that place up with like
We should
Otis or something.
send
like
in
that.
like a
Tipton or
pallet
something.
of ridiculous.
But it was like
Lucas oil.
It was like
Yeah.
WD-40 and Dawn dish soap
Yep.
type deal.
And some rags,
yeah, and
t-shirts.
t-shirts,
Yep.
ripping sleeves and knees off of
But those
jeans.
guns ran, man.
They didn't stop.
They never stopped.
Yeah.
And we put them through their paces.
Good gosh, yeah, we did. It
So
was.
the lunches were epic.
Yes.
Epic.
You look
And
forward to it. Like I think like every day I would look forward to that because I was like,
Yep.
well, I'm not going to eat a big breakfast because
Which you
you
could
have
order
breakfast.
whatever you wanted for breakfast.
we
whatever
had
you
big
want.
breakfast
Yeah.
and big
Whatever you
dinners.
wanted.
You ate well, you drank well.
You ate well, you drank well. So
So when we get back from this break, we're going
Oh,
to talk
gosh.
about what happened to Ryan when we got back to camp that night.
Run, it's the cops.
it wasn't a camp at all. It was like a luxury hotel. But break.
What do they call it? A hacienda?
Hacienda.
All right, so we finish up shooting for the day. We load up in the Sprinter van,
and
bus
it was pretty late. This was a longer drive
Yes,
that day.
longer
So by the
drive.
time we get back,
It's pitch
It's
dark.
dark. Big hacienda.
Yep.
Big driveway. You come up,
Big, huge driveway.
and we're driving up to the driveway.
It was day 2.
and I will say, that
I'm in the back of the bus. I just
Yes.
wanted that to be known.
Guillermo was our lodge host, and he was
Yep.
the best. He was
Joker,
great.
a really awesome guy.
Joker.
What happened, Ryan?
So we're driving up to it's night, and I had already told you that I asked about all the rules, and I had shot a couple of pigeons that day.
You guys ever hunted with somebody who's a little bit nervous?
About the
Does it
law?
just make you want to mess with them?
So we get back to this
Yes.
hacienda, and there's a little bump that you hit when you get in the driveway.
Yeah.
So we were all sleeping because
Yeah.
long day on the range, a lot of work, right?
Working hard.
Working hard, passed out on this thing, and I wake up and I just see blue lights in the driveway, and
I saw this thing.
I am immediately like, KJ, what the hell's going on, dude?
And he's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
What did you do? What did you shoot?
What did you do?
What did you do?
Did you shoot a cow?
I did not shoot a cow. So why would there be blue lights in the driveway? So we get closer and closer, and there's a full out cop car
Policia.
in the front of the building. Lights going on.
It's a shakedown.
Lights going on.
I did think it was a shakedown.
And he's talking to Guillermo. He's talking to Guillermo up front. So now, I had shot quite a few pigeons. I am not going to lie.
He went over his pigeon limit.
I may have gone over my pigeon limit. So immediately whenever you're in those situations, you're kind of like, did I do something wrong?
Well, it's like when you get pulled over and you're like, what are all the things that I could have done wrong?
Right.
And is there anything that they could get me for?
Yes.
Even if you're like totally legal.
He goes all Columbo.
Yep. So we're all now getting up from the bus, single file off the bus. And Ryan gets off, KJ gets off, Gary was with us. There's a bunch of other people. And I think I was the last one off the bus. And as soon as I touched the ground, Guillermo goes, That's him. Senor Donahue. And I was like, oh.
It was
I
me.
am going to prison in Argentina.
Yes.
So the
They
cop,
probably don't even have Malbec.
No.
the cop full out like pulls out his handcuffs. And so now I'm like, oh my God. And I've known Ryan and KJ for a long time. So I'm like looking to Ryan and KJ like, oh my goodness. Don't let me go to prison in Argentina. They were only pigeons.
He's trying to say a lot with his eyes at
Yes.
this point. He's like, dude, I'm trying to blink real fast. Like, dude, you're going to bail me out, right?
SOS messages.
And the only reason why I knew that it was a joke is if you've known KJ long enough, he tries to hide his reactions, but it's like somebody, like a balloon that's going to pop, that his face
Yes.
just kind of like, I can't hold it. And KJ was doing that face almost like he had to poop.
Yeah. Dude, I honestly really thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke, and I was like, no way.
So
There's
KJ's doing the face.
I did not know.
Yes. So KJ's doing the face. So immediately I, calm down and I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm glad I could put you at ease.
It was totally me. So, and then I realized that it was a joke, but I mean,
After he was in the car.
for a good 4 or 5 minutes, I feel like pulling out the handcuffs was the real, like he was coming up to me.
He was selling it?
He was selling it.
I blame this on Guillermo, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
This is
100%
mostly
Guillermo.
Yeah.
his brainchild.
Probably because Guillermo heard me talking at dinner about like, I can't believe we can, you can shoot
You
pigeons.
shoot all this stuff.
Shoot all this stuff.
No, Senor Donahue.
No cows. I told you. Come
No
on.
cows. I did not shoot a cow. There was no cow death.
So we ought to talk about traveling back with the guns.
Yes.
Because we made it sound like it was pretty
Fairly
uneventful.
easy. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, Arver, your story is
Yes.
better than ours.
Yep.
But I will say, traveling out of Cordoba, not a huge airport. Then we went to Buenos Aires,
Big.
huge airport,
Huge.
and we had a handler that walked us around the Buenos Aires airport for probably 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
Stopping at different places, the federales, I
Oh,
guess the
go
local
over here.
police, get this sign, get that sign.
Yep.
And you're just kind of going, I don't know. I mean, shrugging your shoulders, hope we're doing the right thing.
Where'd you guys go through after you left?
We went from Cordoba to Buenos Aires and then back to the United States.
Okay.
Then Houston.
I had like all the worst places to go.
You did.
So Cordoba,
Santiago?
Chile.
Yeah.
Then to California. Always fun.
Wow.
And then back to Oregon at the time.
So how'd that go, Ryan?
So we did all the paperwork
Yep.
that we talked about to get them out of the country,
Yep.
packed everything. Now, I have to preface the story of what's going to happen. So before we left, Guillermo, the same awesome guy, Joker, wonderful human being,
what a
that almost gave me a heart attack, said, hey, do you guys mind giving us, do you guys remember all the butt pads
Yes.
off
Yep.
of the shotguns?
Because they fit
Which is
his
a weird
The
request.
Benellis or Berettas
yeah,
or something.
Benelli.
They fit the Benellis, and he was like, they are so hard to get into the country. And we were like, yeah, we'll just get more when we get
Yeah.
back. Take them all. So we now have these shotguns with no butt pads on them. So this will come into play later. So we pack up the guns, send them through, and we get all the way back to our final destination. And hey, there's no guns. And we were like, well, what do you mean there's no guns? And they were like, well, stay here. Let us figure out what's going on. So about an hour later, they had called all the different things and they were like, look, you went through Santiago and they don't allow these particular guns in the country. So they took them. And we were like, what do you mean they took them?
They're shotguns.
Right,
I mean, these
yeah.
are just semi-auto
These aren't-
shotguns. This is
yeah.
not anything wild and crazy.
So they said, there are no guns here. We're going to investigate it and we'll get back to you. Right. So we had, we called the ATF pretty quickly and they were like, let them do their investigation and then call us back with whatever they find out. So probably about a month goes by. They call and they say, hey, the shotguns they're gone. They took all of our Pelican cases, our cool shooting glasses, knives, all the stuff.
They were stolen.
They were
Yes.
stolen. They were
Yes.
stolen.
That's what they were.
Somebody,
Don't I recall that when you got into the States, I think Los Angeles, they said, where'd you fly through?
Yeah.
And you said
Said,
Santiago,
And
Chile.
they were like, oh.
And they're like, oh yeah, they're gone. You're never going to see
You're
those.
never getting those back. So
Peace.
they were gone indeed. And the only gratification that I get that, when I think about it, somebody stole our shotguns, and I'm hoping
butt pads.
that they didn't know enough about the shotguns that they're running around shooting them with no butt pads, and they're
hope
like,
it hurts.
these are the worst guns. Americans shoot the worst guns ever.
My shoulder hurts so
Hope
bad.
it hurts you.
Americans very tough.
They're very tough. Very tough indeed. So when that happens, so you do have to report them. So we did call the ATF. We reported. The questioning was interesting. They said, what kind of firearms did you have? Did you have any full? Everybody wants to know if you have automatic weapons, right? No, definitely weren't. They were not.
Did you say,
They were.
can we do that?
They were full semi-auto.
Can we bring a full auto to another country?
People do
seems, That seems difficult.
Can I have the paperwork for that? Because I'd like to try.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. So, were they, full auto firearms? No. Were you traveling with any suppressors? I was like, no, but suppressed shotguns in Argentina would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So, no. Okay, what happened? Tell them a little bit of the quick story. And they were like, okay, you're good. Like, so.
Are you going to call me back? Or?
Will you try and find them? And they were like, no. They're,
Who's your top agent?
They're
I want to
gone.
know. I want to know him.
I want your top guy on this.
it's like in Big Lebowski. They're like, yeah, we've got them working in shifts.
Yeah. That's what we need.
We're on it. We're going to call you back. So no guns ever showed up again. They were stolen. And
Still waiting
gone.
on them?
No, I mean,
Any day now.
Any day now
any
they
day.
could make it.
The airlines do actually reimburse you. We maxed it out. At whatever the number was, because you had
500
shotguns, Pelicans. No, it was pretty good, KJ.
Really?
I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was maxed out at $2,000. You can max it out. So
Per?
So,
per.
okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. The weather's warming up. It's that time of year to get out and shoot some clays. Well, you're going to need ammo. Check out Remington's Gun Club target loads. These are some simple, accessible, quality loads that you can get in 20 gauge, 12 gauge, 8 shot, 7.5 shot. But it's kind of this type of stuff that you can load up on it and get out there and bust some clays. You can learn more at Remington.com. For Patriots, they're just all about freedom and self-reliance. Along those lines, they've got food, they've got survival food, they've got power and solar, they've got water supply systems. But one of the ones that's really interesting to me is the Patriot Power Generator. It's a solar power generator. So the problem is, I live down here in hurricane country. The gas stations run out of gas, and then you're scrambling to run your generator if you have a portable generator. Now you've got solar power. It's enough to run your refrigerator, which is a big deal when the proverbial stuff hits the ventilator, if you know what I mean. Go check them out at 4patriots.com. Probably one of the coolest guns that I've shot and seen in a while is the P320 Spectre Comp. This is from Sig Sauer. This is one of the cooler pistols out there. And what do you need to know about this gun? Well, it comes with two 21-round steel magazines. It's a full-size X-Series gun. Yes, it's a 9mm. The weight, 41 ounces. It's actually a polymer tungsten frame that makes it heavier, makes it a hell of a fun time to shoot. You can learn more over at sigsauer.com.
So we were
I think
able
those
to...
shotguns are running like 18 or something like that anyway.
So all that really helps us tie into where you are now. Stag Arms. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long journey.
ARs, bolt guns.
Well,
Should we even talk about Stag? We probably
We did
should.
at the front end of it.
I think we
we did hit it.
so much more about Stag.
Well, at least we're going to get you back on because there's more new things coming. But
Yep.
Spectrum guns are out right now, right?
The Spectrum guns are out right now. The bolt gun.
Tell them what the Spectrum guns are.
So one of...
Like a
people are
spectrum of colors.
Spectrum of colors. People are either going to love me
On
or hate
every
me
gun.
for this, but my favorite firearm in the history of mankind is the SCAR.
Bougie.
I love the SCAR with all of my heart. And I believe that the SCAR should have only been made in one color, which is 50 Shades of FDE. The black one, if you have a black SCAR, you should return it. Sell it to a friend who doesn't understand
rid of
what's
it.
going on. Just get rid of it.
Cerakoted
I don't
2B
know.
FDE.
Yeah.
Yep. It just
Do they do a trade-in program?
They should.
Just for black
They should
stars
just
to replace
stop
them?
making the black ones.
That's like a blim.
Yes. So if you know the scar, they tried to make it match, right? But it obviously does not match. So my favorite thing about the gun is that it's 50 shades of FDE. So when we started working on this project, we said, let's make a gun that's really high end, put in a whole bunch of really cool parts into this thing, but let's make it not match on purpose.
The colors be damned.
The colors be damned. You know, mixed Cerakote, mixed anodized. So if you haven't seen these things, you need to go check them out.
It sounds weird at first, and then you look at it.
But when you look at it, you're going,
you go, that's neat. Because you know what happens is when you Cerakote and then you anodize other parts, it makes the anodized parts pop even more.
Yep. And then you have really crazy flash hiders, rear and defense. You have, you know, some crazy triggers in there, the AR gold ones. And there's a rainbow PVD on the front of the green one. So you have
three colors schemes.
Yep. 50 shades of FDE.
yeah.
50 shades of OD.
OD green.
And then 50 shades of gray, complete with a red trigger, right? Because you just
You got it.
That's
cool.
You got to do that.
Now, and what are these? I was actually surprised when you said this today, the weight.
Yeah, so out of the box, you're just over the 5 pound range. So you're right in that happy area. When people pick them up, they're like, "What the heck is going on with this thing?"
I know the interesting color scheme grabs people, but then you go,
Once you hold it.
it has a great trigger.
Yep.
Has a big ambi charging handle, which I love because I shoot from the left shoulder, and a lot of other ambi controls.
And we make
it's
it
lightweight.
in lefty too. We make a left and a right version.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that. Oh my god!
Now you need all three.
Yes.
So
All three.
that's
It's
kind of
easy
what
to do.
happens. You know, when we were showing them at the shows, people were like, "Okay, I need the set. I need
Where can, because they're out now, right?
Yeah.
Where can they find them?
So they'll be in local gun shops. We did the first run as a special edition, but we didn't realize how great they were going to take off.
Yeah.
So they will become inline SKUs for Stag. You'll find them in more of the gun shops, and Sportsman's Warehouse is carrying the FDE set. Different people see the colors and they're like, okay, I need this in my store. Right. So different sets. You also should see them very soon on stag.com where you can buy them straight from Stag itself.
Awesome.
And then the bolt gun, which is coming out here very shortly.
I'm excited about that one. I really am.
Just quick note on the bolt gun. We basically started with the AR platform because we're an AR company, right? And we said, if I can make my AR look like, feel like, do anything that I want it to do, why can't I do the same thing for a bolt gun?
Yeah.
So the bolt gun even has the AR-10 pivot pin that's on the back of it. There is how you take down the stock. But again, amazing trigger, amazing bolt, the price point of the gun, with all the accessories and everything on there. So MSRP is $18.99. You're going to see the gun in stores for about $1,600.
So you didn't do you should have done a 50 Shades of Gray bolt gun.
Well, I will tell you that we do have a couple of partners. They didn't want gray. There is
Really?
a very big partner that sells quite a big amount of guns that saw the 50 Shades of OD and said, "Can you do this on a bolt gun?" And we were like, "Yes, we can. You think this will?" And they were like, "Yes."
Green camo hunter kind of vibe.
Yep.
Dude, so
And it's called the Pursuit.
It's called the Pursuit.
Pursuit bolt gun from Stag Arms.
Yep.
it makes more sense to do 50 Shades of FDE so you can, if you got the bolt gun, now you get the AR.
Are you telling me to
also
make a
make-
SCAR bolt gun?
Yes. I am. I'm not saying that.
Could be.
As I shake my head, yes.
But you also have a Pursuit AR.
Yeah.
Family.
Pursuit. So there's the Pursuit ARs and the Pursuit bolt gun. The Pursuit ARs are in a beautiful midnight bronze color, and they have leather on the stock. So we always joke about it that, you know, when you open up the box for the first time, it smells like a new car.
Yeah.
But it's also,
love it.
if you know, they're intended for hunting. They have a beautiful 2-stage Timney trigger. We know what Timney has done, you know, for the triggers and especially for the hunters. So when you have that leather on the stock, it's great in the morning, right? Cold. I don't have plastic on there. I'm using the
a good
leather.
thought.
And then, you know, everything on the gun there, again, upgraded, a chunk taking out of the safety so that it doesn't bother your hand when you go to make that once in a lifetime shot.
You know, it comes to mind that you have these hunting rifles, And you know what they have in Argentina?
I heard about this.
Stag.
Red ones.
Yes. They have stag in
Red ones.
Argentina.
We should maybe revisit.
Ooh,
Let's do this. Let's not fly through Santiago, Chile.
I feel like that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like
We're going to avoid that altogether.
that's a good idea. We'll take the stocks off of everything, though.
Yes.
Just to
So
show
just
'em,
in case.
damn these Americans.
Take the triggers out too. Take the
They don't
triggers out.
fire, and if they
Removal
did, they
of
would
the firing
It would
pin. Removal of the firing pin, which would be so easy with the easy bolt takedown of
That's-
the pursuit
that's right.
rifle.
Yes.
It would be.
less than toolless,
Toolless.
less than
Gee, you're thinking.
seconds.
Less
A
than
second?
seconds?
A second? Maybe less.
Less than
Take
second.
apart the bolt.
Less
Take
than
it
a
apart.
second.
Less than a second.
Impossible.
Twist and pull.
It really
Sounds
does
painful.
do that. You'll look it up on the website. Man, it was fun to revisit
Yeah.
It was.
a couple years ago. So
We'll have to revisit soon.
yeah,
I feel like we need to go get a stag. It's got to happen.
stag with a stag.
Stag with a stag. Stag inception.
All right.
All right.
You gonna
Well,
close us out?
Thanks for hanging out with us on this Gun Talk Nation. And always stay on the range.
That's what you say? That's what you close it out as?
No, I don't ever
What's
do
your-
that.
do you-
You have yours.
I have mine. Don't forget, keep the muzzles pointed in a safe direction and always be on the hunt, nation.